Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Joyce and today I'll be talking about how the game Gris implements the 5 stages of grief. Yes, I drew the forest friend. The drawing is up on my Steam account if you want to see more of it. Get comfy, grab a blanket, and let's get into the video. I'm pretty sure almost all of you watching have heard of the 5 stages of grief before, also known as the Kübler-Ross model. The 5 stages are denial, where you might feel numb or carry on like nothing happened. Anger, which speaks for itself. Bargaining, where you might make deals with yourself or ask yourself what if questions. Depression, which you might feel the most sadness and longing in. And acceptance, where you can start moving on. And in a graph, it would look like this. In this study, an empirical examination of the stage theory of grief, they tested this model on 233 people who suffered a loss, although they changed bargaining to yearning. They found that, counter to the 5-stage theory, denial was not the initial dominant grief indicator, and acceptance was the highest indicator. This was different for people who survived a family member's traumatic death or those who met criteria for complicated grief disorder, whose level of acceptance at the start was considerably lower. Their graph looks like this. This study is not perfect by any means, but does show that grieving doesn't necessarily follow the 5 separate stages and that they can overlap. Gris follows the 5 stages of grief similar to this study. It consists of 5 chapters named after the 5 stages of grief. After the statue falls down at the start of the game, you enter a world devoid of color and detail. Denial. The numbness Gris feels shows through the fully white world. As you progress through the chapter, you'll see more detail getting added, and eventually, when you find the statue again, you gain the color red. Anger. You can feel Gris's anger through the red storms that envelop the screen and blow Gris backwards. Almost the entire world is now filled with rage. As you continue the story, you'll need to find your way back to the statue to regain the next color. Green. As you slide down, you'll see the world become a lovely green hue, although the red is not fully gone. This shows that although Gris has entered the bargaining stage, her anger still lingers. This can be seen near the end of the chapter, where the world becomes more red again for a bit. This is also where you'll encounter the black swallow, who represents Gris's dark thoughts. After finding the statue once more, you regain the color blue, and it starts raining. You've entered the stage of depression. This chapter is very dark and difficult to navigate, and this is also where the dark thoughts thrive. Gris gets chased by an eel as she tries her hardest not to get swallowed by her dark thoughts, and she barely escapes thanks to her anger, which manifests itself in a red turtle in this chapter. As you move upwards, you'll start seeing tiny yellow lights, and once you reach the city above, you'll regain the lost color, yellow, and the ability to sing. The final stage of acceptance really shows that all colors or emotions all have to work together to fully help Gris escape the place of grief. The world looks bright for a while. It's truly beautiful. When she ascends up the staircase of stars, she comes eye to eye with her dark thoughts again, this time no longer afraid. She faces them as she gets drowned by them, yet she persists and emerges from the black sea of thoughts. She truly has grown. I found another study closer related to Gris itself, which analyzed how 7 players that suffer from depression experienced Gris. Despite presenting the game with minimal text elements, most of the players gained comprehensive conclusions concerning how the Kübler-Ross model was viewed from its overall visual and auditory elements, and could relate their own experiences to the events in the game. I myself have struggled with mental health in the past and would like to share how Gris made me feel. I saved this game for a time when I would be fully able to appreciate its beauty. Even without playing it, I could tell this game is a gem, and I did not want that to go to waste. When I did play it in January, I was in awe. Not only are the art and composed songs very beautiful, they also tell a story. They evoked so much emotion in me that it made me cry. The good kind of crying. I recognized myself in Gris and how she handled her emotions throughout the story. I felt her pain and sorrow. I understood how badly she wanted to just run away from it all, leaving it all behind and not look back. Yet in the end, she did. I did. Not only does Gris tell a story about grief, but also about growth, about self-discovery. She got to know herself, her emotions, and how to cope with them along the way. She found strength within herself and faced her fears. She found acceptance, not only for what happened to her, but she also accepted herself. And that's what I strive to achieve. I want to end off the video by saying that grieving is a different experience for everyone, and if you do not relate to how grief is portrayed in Gris, that is totally okay. There's no linear or right way of grieving. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to support me, like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day.